In this video today, I'm going to show you the three kinds of buyers we have for whatever products you are selling, whether it is digital products or you are selling physical products or you are selling products like online courses or even ebooks. In this video today, I'm going to show you how you are going to know the behavior of your buyers and what factors drive them to buy your product, whatever product you are selling. So stay with me as you watch this video. The first type of buyer we have is, I call them the PDB. What's the meaning of the PDB now? The PDB means price driven buyer. So the price driven buyer, what is the major determining factor? What makes them buy your product? The number one factor that makes them buy your product, irrespective of what you are selling, is the price. The price of your product. The price of your product is the major determining factor that makes them buy your product. So in whatever product you are selling, their major concern is the price of your product. Is it within the range of what they have? Is it within the range of what they can afford? If it is within the range of what they can afford, then they will make the buying decision. But if it's not within the range they can afford, then they close their mind. And they tend not to buy the product. Like, let's say for example, now you are selling a product like an online course or an ebook or a physical product, and then the price of the product is, let's say, $500. Sorry, it's not supposed to be here. $500 like this. And as your product is $500, what they have is, let's say, $200. So as you can see now, they have from, let's say, $0 to $200 like this. So if you can see now, we have, let's say, $50, 100, and then let's say 150 somewhere here. So you see, this is the range. This is the range of what they can afford. This is the range. The product you are selling is $500 and they don't have the $500. They can just afford only $200. The price of your product is above the range of what they can afford. So they tend not to make a buying decision. So the major factor, what makes them buy your product, is the price. The price is their primary concern. It's their basic concern. So if the price is above what they can afford, then they don't make the buying decision. The second type of buyers we have is I'll call them the BDB, like this. What is BDB now? BDB means benefits driven buyers. Now for the benefits driven buyers now, their major concern is the benefits. Is your product valuable enough for them to buy the product? Their major concern is the value. What is the value they'll be receiving after buying your product? What is the benefits you have enclosed within your product, that if they buy the product, they are going to get the benefit? For these people now, they can go extra lengths just for them to get your product once they know the benefit of what they will get. They can even go as far as raising the money just to get the product. So if your product has a lot of benefit attached to it, then this type of buyers, they tend to buy your product. So the third type of buyer we have is the SDB. I call them the SDB, which is status driven buyers. Now the status driven buyers now, what is the major factor that makes them buy your product irrespective of what you are selling? Is what am I supposed to do? Okay. So the status driven buyer now, what is the major thing? Like, what's the primary factor that makes them buy your product? Is the status. And when we say status, we can say like tied to how your product is going to make them look and feel after buying the product. So their major concern is how the product can increase the standard of their living, how it can make people see them of higher value. So that's why they focus on look and feel. If your product is not going to make them look better, it's not going to make them feel better at the end of the day, then they don't buy your product. And irrespective of how high the price of your product is, they still buy your product because your product is going to make them look and feel better. In this part of the video, I'm going to show you factors you must consider for these types of buyers to buy your product. So for the price-driven buyer now, for the price-driven buyer, you have to show them reasons why they must buy your product. So I call it price value justification. Price value justification. Now, what is price value justification now? Price value justification means you are showing your buyers, you are showing your consumers, you are showing your customers reasons why they should buy your product at that particular price. You are showing them reasons why they are buying it at that particular price. Like the cost of the product now, let's say like rent, electricity, then let's say equipment. Let's say for example now rent, electricity and equipment. Those are the tools you use to deliver your service, to create your product. So what you have to do here now is you combine the cost of the product, which are all these now, the cost times the price. The price means the cost plus profits. So for the price driven buyer now, you show them reasons why they are paying at this particular price now by listing out the cost of everything plus the price. That's your profit. So you combine everything, then you show them, then you give them the price. And you do this when your customer is not satisfied with the price you told him. So that's it for the price driven buyer. The second one is for the benefit driven buyer. What are the factors you must consider to make this benefit driven buyer make a buying decision? The factor you must consider is you should make irresistible offers. So by saying irresistible offers now, I mean you have to create offers that makes the benefit driven buyer see reasons why he should buy that product. If you want this buyer to buy your product, you have to create irresistible offers and show him the value he's going to get after buying your product. You show him values he's going to get after you have rendered your services to him. And when he has seen the value he's going to get, then you can go extra lengths to buy that your product, the product you are selling. Because remember, his major concern is the benefit. His major concern is the benefit. So when he has seen the benefit, then he's going to buy your product. Benefit here. So for the status driven buyer, now, what is that pain point you have to hit for this buyer now to buy the product you are selling or to accept your services? You sell a dream. When I say sell a dream, I mean you sell him the destination of where your product is leading him to, how he's going to look and feel after buying your product. And the pain point you have to hit to make him buy is you have to make him see the scarcity of your product. Scarcity and then urgency. Sorry, made mistake. Urgency. And then you have to show him the exclusivity. Is there English like that? Exclusivity of your product. You have to show how limited, which is the scarcity. So when you have pain points, when you have hit this pain point, you show him the scarcity, the urgency of your product, the exclusivity, and then how he's going to look and feel after buying your product. Then he tends to make the buying decision. Then you show him how your product is going to increase his standard. Increase his standard. That's how high people see him in a society. Because what they really need, what the status driven buyer really need is they want to be seen of higher reputation. They want to be seen with high reputation. So when you have showed this status driven buyer how your product is going to increase his standard, how people see him with higher standard, then he tends to make a buying decision. Understood? Okay, so with this, we have gotten to the end of this class. Thanks so much guys for watching this video. And if you really like the video, you can do well to click on the subscribe button below and then click on the notification bell so that you get notified whenever we upload our next video. Also, don't forget to make your comments, share what you have, either it is a contribution or you have a recommendation you can do well to leave it on the comment section below, and then also click on the share button, then share this video to your family and friends, and I will see you next time. Peace guys.